If you like to receive constant money deposited to you into your account every so often without having to work for it, then you're the perfect person to invest in dividend stocks. And if you're a dividend investor, one of the most important things that you need to do is to be able to track dividends and also be able to assess which dividend stocks to invest in the first place. For this process, it is critical to be able to access information such as a company's dividend yield, the historical dividend payments that they've made in the past, their payout ratios, etc. In this video, I'm gonna share with you how it is that you can get the dividend history for any particular stock or ETF across many different markets right on your Excel or Google Sheets spreadsheet. And don't tell anybody about this, but the best part is that you're going to be able to get this information automatically and in one click be able to update it so that you always have the latest data available to make the best decisions possible. Okay, so when it comes to getting historical and real-time dividend information about a particular ETF or stock, here are some of the most important metrics that you need to analyze. First, we have the dividend history, which is the entire history of a particular stock and ETF of the dividend payments that they've made. Then we have the payout ratio, which is basically out of the money that the company generates, how much of that money is being paid to shareholders in the form of a dividend payment. And then we also have the dividend yield. This compares the current stock price with the dividend payment that a company is making to see how much of a return on your money are you really getting in the form of a dividend. Lastly, we have annual dividends, as this is basically the annual amount of dividend that a particular company is paying or has paid in the past. And the cool thing about this video, what you'll see is that I'm going to show you how it is that you can get all of these metrics on your Excel and Google Sheets spreadsheet automatically without having to copy paste code or do anything too complicated. The first thing that I want to share with you is how it is that you can get the dividend history of a particular company or ETF. And this number is really important because once you have it, you can really calculate a lot of the other dividend metrics from here just using simple spreadsheet formulas. So in order to do this, what you need, the best method is to use the Y Sheets add-on, which you can see right here. This works for Excel and Google Sheets. And from that add-on, there's different functions that you can use. One of them is the Wise Price function, and you can see how the function works right here. We have entire tutorials on Y Sheets on our channel that you can check out, but in this case, we're going to enter the symbol. We're gonna do this for Apple, and then we're going to enter the word dividend, which is the parameter that we're looking for. Once we do that, we can simply close the bracket, click enter, and as you can see, automatically you're going to get all this information at once, which is a table including the entire dividend payment history of Apple in this case. And this table includes the dividend that was paid, the adjusted dividend amount, the date, which in this case is the X date. We also have the payment date and the declaration date. So from here, you can perform all kinds of calculations. Like let's say you want to see the sum of the dividends paid, this time frame right here. So you can just do that and you get the answer right away. So this is quite helpful. But now what I want to do is show you how it is that you can get the other dividend metrics, which are also very important. Now what I want to do is share with you how it is that you can access these two key dividend metrics right here, so the dividend yield and the payout ratio. And in order to do this, what you need to do is super simple. You're going to use the Wise function in this case, and this is going to ask you what is the symbol. So this is the symbol, what parameter or parameters you're looking for. So these are the parameters that we're looking for. We're going to lock this in, and this is going to allow you to drag the function as you will see later. And then it's asking what are the periods or what is the period that you like to get the data. There's many different periods, but you could enter specific years. So for example, like 2022. But in this case, what I recommend is that you do TTM. And this basically is the trailing 12 months. And for the dividend yield, the cool thing about this is that it will take the latest price to calculate the dividend yield of the stock. So you can actually refresh that data and make sure that you're always looking at dividend yield in real time. Same thing for the payout ratio as well. So once you click enter, you're going to get all the data as you can see right here. And then from here, you can drag the function down. And by the way, you could have a list of dividend stocks that is way longer. This is just to show you an example. And as you can see right away, you will get the data. Now, cool thing with the Sheets add-on is that you can always press the refresh live data button. And if you do that, the data will automatically update for you to make sure that you're always looking at the latest data. And the other way in which you can do this, which is even better, especially have a longer list of companies, is this. Within Sheets, we have the screener right here. And this screener, the way that it works is super simple. So you're going to enter a list of stocks. You're going to click here, and this is going to select the list of stocks. Then you're also going to enter a list of parameters or one parameter. So we have these parameters right here. You're going to click here. Now the thing is, and you will see how it works on our documentation, but in order to select the period, you need to enter it here, or the default is the latest year of data. But in this case, since we want to get TTM data, we need to enter right here the information. So we're going to enter TTM for both, add some more space, and once we have this modified, we can click on get data. And this is very cool because now we're not using functions. And so what that allows you to do, if you have a longer list and you also want to add other metrics like revenue, EPS, and other stuff along this line here, you can build your own custom screener. It's a really cool thing, and I'll show you one of my favorite parts. So because we're getting data in this way, we can now go to sort and filter, add a filter to the data. Now we're going to add some additional space, and now we can say, you know what, show me the companies that have the lowest dividend yield, the highest dividend yield, and all of the data still here. And whenever you want to update it, you can just click right here, refresh live data, and then boom, automatically you are going to get the data refreshed for you. The last thing that I want to talk to you about is how it is that you can get this information right here, annual dividends and also quarterly dividends. So going back to this table that we have set up right here, you can get the 2022 dividend for all these different stocks. So we're going to follow the same process. We're going to use the WISE function. Now the parameter is going to be dividend. On our website, you can see all the parameters and all the data that's available for each function. So don't worry, it's not complicated to use. And then the period that we want is 2022. So now we are able to click enter. And as you can see, we get the dividend amount paid for 2022. Now, because we have set up this formula, we can just simply drag it down and we get this information now across all these different companies. And what I want to share with you is how you can do the same thing for the latest dividend paid. So the formula is going to be pretty much the exact same thing, but with one key difference. So I'm just going to copy paste it right here. And the difference is that instead of entering 2022 as the period, you are going to enter LQ. This basically returns the latest dividend payment that was made by a particular company. So if I click enter, you will get the amount, and now you can simply drag this down so that you can get it for all the other companies. And just so that you understand this better, you can see that for Apple, this is 0.24. So if we go back to the dividend history for Apple, which you can see right here, you will see that the latest dividend payment was actually made for $0.24. Now you know how to get the dividend data history of pretty much any stock or ETF that you like, and most importantly, different ways to be able to analyze this information so that you can pick the best dividend stocks for you that are going to allow you to grow your wealth and receive that sweet monthly or quarterly cash flow. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification zone so that way you get notified every time we release a new video like this that's gonna allow you to take your investing game to the next level. I'll see you in the next one.